Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 5. It is Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
March 8th. It is International Women's Day.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. I'm Beth Stevens.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we are here in the studio with Ms. Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
I would like to also thank you for wearing this shirt, Ryan.
Of course.
Yes. And he did it.
AF.
Yes, and AF in this case is in honor of our guest. It's Feminist, Always Frozen.
Yes.
We're talking
exactly.
about
Always Frozen.
Yes, we're talking about Noah J.
Noah
Ricketts,
J. Ricketts.
here
Yes.
from Frozen on the Broadway. But first, our top 5.
Some Olivier Awards have already been given out.
Yes, so earlier
Special
ones. Earlier this week, we found out who's nominated for Olivier Awards, including Kelly O'Hara and many other Broadway favorites, Adrienne Warren, Ken Watanabe.
So many good people.
So many great people, but some people have already received special Olivier Awards for special recognition. These were presented on March 8th today. Vivian Wallace, who is the Old Vic's former executive director of development, she received an honor. Bendy Ashfield, who's the Royal Opera House apprenticeship manager.
A very British name right there.
A very British name. Bendy Ashfield. Linford Hudson, another very British name, is the long-serving London Palladium follow spot operator, and the late Bob Thomas, who was a renowned theater accountant who died in 2018. He also received a special honor. They were presented during the Olivier Awards nominees celebration, which was held at the Mayfair Hotel in London. Have you been there?
Well, I just know it's a fancy neighborhood.
It is super fancy, yes. The actual Olivier Awards ceremony will take place on April 7th, hosted by Jason Manford. Very exciting. Congratulations to the honorees.
Some A-list stars are set to join Nassim off-Broadway.
We love talking about Nassim
Nassim
off
just
Broadway.
He
He
just
keeps
moving
rolling
and grooving.
along. We have some new guests, and I think that they just get the script and they go on.
They do.
It's a
yes,
cold
it's very scary
situation
for them, I would assume. But
it's scary for them. It's
prove your
but
chops.
it's entertaining for the audience.
Absolutely.
Zachary Quinto, Jill Pace, and Christopher Fitzgerald are among the list. Go to Broadway.com to read the whole list.
Lots of people.
Of guests that will be in Nassim's show.
And these are a few of our favorite things to honor Julie Andrews about.
Yes, have you heard of Julie Andrews?
I have. Thank you.
Good, yes. Tony-nominated actress, of course, for My Fair Lady, Camelot, and Victor Victoria. She's also an Oscar winner. You may know her, of course, Sound of Music,
you know
Mary
who
Poppins,
she is.
but Princess Diaries. That's
Honestly,
what I always
yes.
think of.
You're just a different generation.
Yes.
She has been named the recipient of the 2019 Golden Lion Award for Career Achievement. This will be presented at the Venice Film Festival, which is happening August 28th through September 7th in Venice.
Obviously.
Of course.
Not Venice, California.
Not Venice, California. The real Venice.
The real Venice.
So, yeah, I'm always in favor of giving Julie Andrews more awards. So, congrats to the Venice Film Festival for making the right decision.
And save the date for this upcoming biopic.
Oh.
I am very excited about
Let's talk about this, shall we?
This is a big deal.
Jennifer Hudson, who you may have heard of,
Oh, my goodness.
is going to be in the Aretha Franklin biopic, and it has a release date. So mark your calendar.
Marked.
Ready? August 14th, 2020. You got a lot of time. You got a lot of time.
So many things happening in 2020.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we better stick around.
Yeah.
Look both ways. Take your vitamins.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Liesl Tommy is directing it. She was a Tony nominee for Eclipse. And we already knew that. And we already knew that Oscar winner and Broadway alum Jennifer Hudson will play Aretha Franklin. I don't need to tell you anything about Aretha Franklin because you know.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, you've got until August 14th, 2020
And they haven't
to
even
read up.
announced the rest of the cast
No.
yet. No, like we have a release
Like I said,
with
it's
everything,
kind of
but it's
far
still,
away.
yeah, I guess so.
They're still in pre-production.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And we are freaking out because Broadway.com's 2019 Spring Preview has officially launched.
Guys,
Woo, woo.
Whoop, whoop.
we have been busting our butts for a while now. And the spring preview has gone live today, or at least the beginning of
the
it.
launch.
So, the launch. So you can watch the full video. Laura Benanti came back
Hosted,
and
yeah.
hosted again this year. You can also watch the Be More Chill feature with Joe Iconis is up on the
He
site
was very
right now.
charming. He was very charming.
Tell me, I mean,
There's
you've been
more.
in the trenches.
Yeah, we've been in the trenches. Listen, we've got 14 shows. That's basically
Crazy.
every show from the spring,
Crazy.
participated in the spring preview. There are gorgeous photos from our photographers, gorgeous videos and interviews. check it out. Keep coming back because your favorites are
Every
coming
day between now and March 21st,
21st.
a new feature.
That's right.
It's insane.
Surprise.
Way to go, team.
That's right. Way to go.
pat
And we had to
We
launch
did it.
because the first show, Be More Chill, is opening on Sunday.
This
so
Sunday.
Happy pre-opening.
Right.
To Be More Chill. Break a leg, ladies and gentlemen.
And at the other end of that, All My Sons press event happened today.
This
Yes,
morning.
Miss Moynihan
Right?
was on hand.
It was a great time. What can you say? You can't go wrong hanging out with that cast in the morning.
Annette
Tracy
Benning,
Letts,
Tracy
Annette
Letts. I
Benning.
saw Annette Benning last night in Captain Marvel.
Oh.
And now she's here on Broadway.
I thought you were going to
or
be like, I
about
hung
to
out
be.
with Annette Benning.
I hung out with Annette Benning, had a drink at Glass House with her. No.
That was nice of you.
And also on the site right now, you can check out a new fresh face with Benga Akinabe from To Kill a Mockingbird on Broadway. Absolutely incredible guy. So good in the show. So
Great
fascinating
story.
to learn about his life. Yeah, so check that out. And that's it for me. Because
Ryan,
this is Noah's seat, and I'm just taking
You're
it
warming it up.
Yeah.
Ryan, have a good weekend.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day,
Thank
Beth
you.
and Caitlin
Happy
and everyone.
Feminist, always frozen.
Thank you.
Caitlin, tell us about our guest, will you?
Yes, gladly. Yes, as we said before, we have Noah J. Ricketts in the studio with us today because he's currently starring as Kristoff in Frozen. He's been in the show for a little bit as an ensemble member in the original Broadway cast, and he made his Broadway debut in Beautiful, which he also took on the road. His other stage credits include Hello Dolly, Tarzan, Dreamgirls, not with J. Hud, but it's like there's a tie-in there. It all works out. Make sure to follow him on Instagram at NoahJRKTS. I think it's short for Ricketts, but it just, the letter's not the name. It's okay. Leave all of your questions in the comments below. And please welcome Noah and Beth.
Thank you, Caitlin. How are you feeling, Caitlin? You okay?
I'm feeling great.
That's a
She's a
great
little
introduction.
giddy that you're here.
I really like
Welcome.
it. Hi,
It's great
thank
to
you.
see you.
Good to see you as well.
How is it going over at Frozen?
Oh man, it's going very well. It's going very well. It's been a good 2.5 weeks now.
Yeah, you're feeling it now?
I'm
You're in
feeling it. I'm settling in. You know, it's been quite a jump from the ensemble to taking over the role of Kristoff, but it's been a
Yeah.
good journey. It's been a great journey.
How's your reindeer?
My reindeer.
I'm just asking the hard-hitting journalistic questions that everyone wants to know.
Questions.
Yes.
Well, both of my reindeer are
yes,
doing
of
very
course.
well. You know, they do 2 shows. They switch off, right? So
It's
4
a
and
very
4.
demanding role.
It is
Truly.
Physically, I'm not joking.
insane.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure how they really do it, but they do it.
So
8
did you
times a
get to
week.
switch dressing rooms? I want to hear the real dirt.
The real dirt is I actually share a dressing room with Lady Olaf. So I stay
Let's
in
talk
one
about
room.
Lady. Is that what we call her?
Lady Olaf. That's what I call her.
How's that going? So, of course, Olaf was played by a guy, and now it's played by Ryan Redmond. It's played by Greg Hildreth.
Yes, women.
Thank you.
Yes,
Now Ryan
National
Redmond has
Women's Day.
taken over the role.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Because you've been in the show for a while, so you know sort of what Greg brought to the role. How is it with Ryan?
It's been awesome. It's a really different energy, you know, and it's awesome to hear these numbers in new keys, which is
Yeah.
super, super duper exciting.
It's great that they did that.
It is really great. I think it's a step forward, and it's a step in the right direction for our show about empowering women. So
Yeah, I really feel like for an International Women's Day, we hit the jackpot here with
I
Noah.
think so.
So let me hear a little bit about your origin story.
Okay.
Tell me where you grew up and how you got started.
Okay, so you might not believe me. Nobody ever does, but I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
I can tell by your voice.
Oh, you can?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
okay.
No.
There you go. That's why.
These actors are trained.
Right. So I went to theater school and got that taken out. But I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I got into theater by breaking my wrist when I was, I think it was 8 years old. 8 years old, yeah.
I'm confused.
Okay.
Go on.
So it's a short story, and I'll keep it really short for you. But basically, my best friend Ashley, she brought over a new toy one day, which was called a skateboard. And
Oh boy. How old were you?
I was 8,
Uh-huh.
and I got on that thing, and I went down pretty hard. As soon as I got on, it was my first and
You were
last
brave,
day. I
and
was
that was the
brave.
end of it.
I was very brave. But my wrist wasn't too brave. I broke it, and I couldn't go to sports camp. So my mom was like, you know what? We're going to send you to theater camp instead. They'll take you. So I was like, okay.
We'll take you.
We'll take you. So I went, and ever since then, I've never looked back. We did Schoolhouse Rock Live Junior. I played Joe. I sang Conjunction Junction.
Oh, well, that's a
and
classic.
The rest is history.
Now, were you a singer? Did they know that you had a little talent before that? Or was
They
it just
actually-
like, what camp will take my damaged child?
I really hadn't sung before. I hadn't done really much in the arts. I was kind of sportsy. I like soccer a lot. So they kind of pulled out the singing. They pulled it out of me at the camp.
Oh,
yeah.
that's amazing.
I know. And one of my favorite teachers ever, Jan Tedesco, I hope you're watching.
I'm sure she is. Hello.
Yeah, she spotted me in the sea of kids and was like, I think you can sing. Let's figure this out.
Wow. Wow.
And yeah, she
Okay, so tell me some of your illustrious roles that you did in school.
Oh man,
I love hearing about
in
this.
school. You know, I love when you play roles in school because it's like,
It's totally
type goes out the window.
miscast, of
right,
course,
right,
because
right.
you're 16 or whatever.
Right. So, well, one of my favorites is playing Javert in Les Mis.
Very appropriate. How old were you?
I was
12?
18. So that was one of my favorites.
You brought a lot of gravitas to
Right.
the role, I'm sure.
And I'm waiting for the day I get to do it again. It might be another.
Well, that's more
30
likely.
years, but it'll one of these days I'll do it again. That's definitely one of my favorites. Also, I did Barone and Love's Labor's Lost, which was actually super duper fun. One of my first.
What range? That's that's some range.
Right. It's my first introduction into Shakespeare, and that was really cool.
Okay, what do you love about Frozen? There's so much to love, but I want to hear
know.
about two things. I want to hear
Okay.
about this cast seems tight. They seem like they really support each other. I want to
Yeah.
hear about that, and I want to hear about the stage door experience.
Oh man. Okay, great. Okay, so this cast is really tight, and coming from the ensemble and jumping up to this role has been really awesome because I truly do feel like they are my family. And one of the numbers in Act 2 that I love the best is Fixer Upper, because I do this huge
classic.
chant. Yeah, I do this huge chant. I say Voya, 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 which means and Huldra, which means come, my people. And
You've had to learn another language.
I did have to learn a language.
A little bit.
Right. And so when I say that and all these ensemble members rush down to the front of the stage, it like truly is like I'm calling my family. And it's really special.
That's
and
very sweet.
Yeah, we're really tight because we've been through a lot with the show. We
Yeah.
started here in New York. We took it out of town. We worked really hard to make that production. We took some time off. We came back. We redid a lot
And
of
this
stuff.
the movie was a huge hit, so
Yeah.
everybody knows some of these songs. There are a lot of new songs in the Broadway version.
12 new songs, which is pretty exciting. But it came with a lot of pressure. So we only had each other to make this musical a hit, and we did it, thank God. But that's why we're so close and why
totally
it's such
did.
a tight-knit family. Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to hear about the stage door.
Okay.
Because Frozen fans are serious.
They are not joking.
Right.
They are not joking. And it's pretty awesome. And I think my favorite thing about the stage door is seeing the repeated faces.
Oh, wow.
I see people 2, 3,
What's their name?
4.
Like rent heads or, rent fans or rent heads,
yeah.
newsies or fansies?
I would call them frozen fractals.
Oh.
You like
That's
that?
very specific.
good.
The Frozen fractals come to the stage door over and over again.
Yeah, they do.
Do they call themselves that?
I don't know, but maybe they will now.
Let us know.
Let's
We
start-
know you're out there.
I
We're going to call
started-
you fractals for now. Let us know.
You're right, right. So, yeah, it's pretty great because we see people that come to the show. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I loved you in the ensemble, and I love what you're doing with this new role as well." And I'm like, "Oh, you've seen it multiple times. That's great."
Oh,
So-
you know me. That's amazing.
Yeah, they send baked goods. They send pictures of themselves. They send pictures of us at the stage door with them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got a really great fan base.
Now, Jelani Aladdin originated this role on Broadway. Did he give you any advice?
Any advice?
I know you saw him do it a lot.
Yeah, I did see him do it a lot. Any advice? Maybe just to watch out for the reindeer. They're doing a lot.
I think everyone feels that way about the reindeer in general.
Yeah.
Watch out for them.
Watch out. No. They are so good at their jobs that I have to watch out for them because they really are animals. They're
Yeah.
animalistic in doing that puppet, and it's pretty special. So, I think one of the greatest things he's ever said to me was just watch out for that reindeer.
How many times have you seen the movie?
Once.
What? What?
One time, I know.
Okay, but you've heard of those songs millions of times.
Oh yeah.
We all have.
Yeah,
You
I was
can't
very
escape.
familiar with the songs. Yeah, you can't escape those. But when I got the appointment, which was years ago now, I was like, oh, I should probably watch this movie and see how it goes. And that was
You weren't there opening day
I
of the
wasn't.
movie? Like I was.
I know. I have trouble sitting down and watching TV and movies.
Okay.
Like being still. So it's hard for me to watch things sometimes. But after I got the appointment, I was like, I'm going to watch this movie. And I remember being so taken aback by Hans and how he ended up being the bad guy. I remember feeling that.
Spoilers.
What?
Tag your
All
spoilers.
2 billion of you that have seen the movie are, we're sorry for the people that haven't.
Maybe
for
it
the
ends
other
differently
5
on Broadway.
billion
Maybe it
people.
ends differently. You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
You never know. You never know. So I've seen it a total of 1 time, and I'm really excited to see Frozen 2. That's what I'm really
Oh, yeah.
excited about. Oh,
We're all
yeah.
excited for that.
Yeah.
All right, we have questions. I
We
know
do.
you have questions. I always have questions.
We do have
Caitlin,
questions. Yes. So Carl wants to know that what was it like to kind of, you've already been a part of the show, but kind of step into this new character while some people are still staying and it's not like a whole first new cast. Like, how is it feeling stepping into it kind of
Yeah,
midstream.
Yeah.
midstream. It's
Yeah.
been It's actually been great. I was a little nervous about it at first. How was it going to work out? And the creative team has been really awesome about letting me do my thing and tailoring the show to fit my needs and my abilities. So we added a little dance break, a special Kristoff dance break that's new into the show. We did some new vocal stuff. We played with some new blocking, and it's been great to kind of make it my own. And I couldn't have done that without the creative team, for sure.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they're letting you do that. I love that they're letting Ryan do that.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's not a machine.
Yeah.
Frozen. It's tailoring. It's
completely new, and I
totally
think
seeing
people
you
that
for who
see
you
it
are.
again for the second time are going to be like, "Whoa, yeah."
Or the third, or the fourth,
or the third, or the fourth.
fifth.
Yes. So this is kind of similar. We kind of answered it, but maybe we can
Okay.
expand on it a little bit more. But so Leah just wants to know that how has your performance as Kristoff changed from when you were do it as an understudy occasionally to now doing it?
Well, there's that dance break, but what else?
There's that dance
Other than the
break.
dance break.
I think like a lot of the time when you go on as an understudy, it's a lot of like fight or flight mode. You have to like just make it happen. And doing the role over and over and over again, I've been able to expand emotionally. I've been able to expand on blocking, try new choices, see what laughs work, see what don't work. And that's been, I guess, the most exciting part for me. Yeah.
What's the notice like for when you're an understudy? How often, like, how do you find out?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
lots of stuff. It's live.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are a lot of things that happen, but in your experience, what's been the shortest notice?
Well, I'll tell you the shortest and scariest was one of our out of towns. So we opened out of town in Denver, and it was opening night. I was at the mall. I needed white shoes for my tux, and I was trying on shoes. I'll never forget it. And I got a call from stage management that said, "You need to get to the theater right now. You might be going on tonight," as in our first out of town. And anyone that's opened a Broadway show knows that when you do an out of town, it's crazy. You know, you barely know what you're doing as it is. So it was hard. It was scary to think that I was going to be on for the lead that night. So I'd say that was our shortest notice.
And did you do it?
I ended up not going on that day. I went on the next night. And
Wow.
so I spent my first night opening in Denver freaking out.
And you didn't get the shoes, or you got the shoes?
I didn't get the shoes.
Ruined your outfit.
I know, right? I found some brown loafers. We made it work.
You
But
just make it work. Yeah.
yeah, I would say that was the shortest and scariest. But you never know. You get a month ahead of time, 5 minutes. You never know. Sometimes mid-show.
That's amazing.
Wow. Yeah. So Jenna wants to know if you have any other like artistic outlets that you like to do, or any other things you like to like blow off steam, or like get ready in between shows.
We want to know about
or-
you.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about this right before I came into the studio. But I played the piano since I was in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is my definite like blowing off steam. I can play for hours and hours on end, just going. I love musical theater hits.
Oh, what do you like to play?
I like a little Cats. I like some Les Mis. I mean, I like all the old school hits, and I just go ham. You know, sometimes I sing, sometimes I don't. Just depends on the day.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of old school hits, you weren't Beautiful.
I was. Yeah.
Beautiful's not an old school hit. The Carole King. See, follow me. You can figure it out. So tell me about some of your memories of being in that show.
Oh my God, it was awesome. One of my favorite memories was I think I was in Omaha, and I was doing the show, and I finished my number, and I saw this woman in the wings with black hair and a hood on, and sunglasses, and I was like, what is that? Who let this crazy person in?
What? Who let Alphaba in? Yeah.
I go off and do my quick change, and as I'm doing it, I see the glasses come off, and I see the hair come off, and it's Carole King herself.
Yikes.
Waiting in the wings, just didn't want to be noticed, but wanted to watch the show, and that's like one of my favorite memories of all time.
Oh my God.
She signed one of her albums for me, and I still have it. It's in my dressing room today.
Did you get to play the piano with her?
Oh, I wish. One day, Carol, let
If
me
you
know.
say it on the show, it'll happen.
Yeah, Carol, please.
All right, we have time for one more question.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So last question is from Tammy, and she wants to know, what is it like just to be part of such a huge like franchise that is Frozen? What's it like to be able to do that on Broadway every night?
It's pretty awesome. Like, I love that the show comes with its own cult following. I think it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's
the fan
pretty
base is
special.
there.
Yeah, and so I feel like my job is to just show up and serve the story the best I can, and it's great just to be a part of that in any perspective.
Okay, this is a Disney show, so
Okay.
favorite Disney prince and princess.
I think they come in the same movie. My favorite movie is The Little Mermaid. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Ariel and Eric, right? Prince Eric. Those are my two.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
But
There we go.
my favorite new one, Moana. She's pretty awesome. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
She doesn't
awesome.
need a man.
Yeah.
International
you,
Women's
Caitlin.
Day. Just saying.
Exactly. Full circle. Full circle.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you guys,
you.
I know you've seen Frozen, and I know you're Frozen Fractals, but head over to the St. James Theater and check it out again, because there's a brand new Kristoff and more. Caitlin, Will you take us on out for the weekend?
Yes, for the weekend. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk to Will Swenson, Eric Lochtfeld, and a whole lot more. And have a very happy International Women's Day.